Hey, this is Kamatonga, Bullet Club original, OG, triple, OG, triple.
What's up? It's CBV, Chris Van Vliet, and you are listening to the Junkyard.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 12 of Pro Wrestling Junkies' hottest podcast, The Junkyard. I'm your host, Spencer Cantor, also known as Number 11. Join the Dark Order. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Feeling good.
Feeling good. All right. These people by now should know who the hell you are. But Dennis, give the people what they want and tell them who the hell you are.
Well, once again, like I always say, if you don't know who the hell I am right now, you need to get out from on whatever rock you're hiding underneath and get with the program here. I am Dennis Day Jr., otherwise known as DDJ, the host of Whaddya Say With DDJ that drops every Monday at 12 a.m. as part of the Pro Wrestling Junkies Pod Squad. And be sure to listen to the episode that just dropped yesterday because there was a huge announcement. So
massive.
Keep up on the massiveness.
And speaking of things that are massive, that we got to give the people what they want.
And what the people want cannot be controlled. It does not consume you. You consume it, and by it I do mean me. Jovanni too Hotty, or Guapo too Hotty. The number one reason we are number one in your hearts.
All right. So
it's not just you, Jovanni. It's a team here.
Oh yeah, there's no I in team, but there is I in win.
I thought you messed it up there. I thought you were going to say there was an I in Jovanni.
Oh, there is an I in Jovanni.
There's also an M and an E in team. So
teamwork makes the dream work, gentlemen. Fresh off the gates.
That's right. That's right. All right. So we are coming off the heels of a big Impact pay-per-view that happened this past Saturday, but it's actually Friday now, but it will have happened because it drops on a Tuesday. Hard to Kill. We had that big main event. Your boy Moose got slotted in there because Alex Shelley got hurt. Before we get started on the weekend wrestling, I want you to talk about this real quick. I'm hearing a lot of people basically shit on this move that had happened and are kind of turning on Impact. Jovan, why do the people need to watch Impact and just start paying attention more?
Let me tell you, it's not enough for us to come on here week by week, and say, Impact Wrestling has been putting on some of the greatest product lately without having any real audience. It's not enough to say that their big man in the company, who is the uncrowned champion, has one of the more, riveting and just crazy storylines right now that is going in wrestling. It's not enough for me to say that, hey, the AEW champion has been appearing on Impact Wrestling. And then to go a step further, once he starts collecting belts, he might take that off of Rich Swann. But, I mean, for everybody, man, to just slow back down, and I get hyped up because I don't understand where the hate is on Impact. Moose is extremely, extremely driven in the ring. From where he was 3 years ago to where he is now, it is night and day. And he's finally getting the push that he deserves. This is not a big guy that you see in Vince's world who hasn't deserved it yet, and he's getting pushed to the moon just because of what he looks like. No, guys. And in all seriousness, Moose is one that has done the work. He has put this company on his back. He's stayed loyal to Impact. And now that people, he's starting to get the push, people are starting to turn on the product because they're thinking, and they're thinking that's what we've been programmed to think. It's just another big guy getting a big push, but it's not. Guys, open your eyes, open your hearts, and open your minds to Impact, and let it really just consume you. This product is a lot better than everybody gives it credit for.
Well said, Jovanni. I mean, I've always said, and I think I've mentioned it on here a few times. I always felt like Impact is the best show that nobody's watching. And they've been hitting it out. They're consistently putting out a product that, in my opinion, is far superior than anything that the WWE is putting out, which isn't really saying much because most of what WWE puts out or has been putting out lately has been crap.
Yes.
And at least in my opinion. Again, WWE haters, don't jump on me. I'm just stating my opinion. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, though, yeah, I don't understand all the Moose hate myself. I mean, I saw some of it earlier today as of this recording and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. I mean, if anybody has shown dramatic improvement in that company, it's been Moose. I mean, I've not been the world's biggest Moose fan, but he's slowly winning me over with what he's been doing lately. And just that I Quit match that he had with Willie Mack was just, I mean, again, we alluded to it on our prediction show for Hard to Kill, but man, that's what you call telling a story. I mean, he did that. He got into that match because he wanted one thing. He wanted a title shot, and he got it. And as soon as he got it, he was done.
Right.
So yeah, guys, just like I said, give Moose a chance. I mean, obviously he's not everybody's cup of tea, but just before you decide, I'm going to be cool and shit all over it, give it a chance first.
That's right.
We're just asking to give Impact a chance.
Give Moose a chance. That's right.
The commentators, man. I mean, at least this week, the commentating team put Moose over the moon, right?
Yeah.
They put Moose over straight up to the moon.
To the moon!
There it is. I was trying to goat that out for a while. Matthews came out and said, I don't know if you guys understand this, but Moose, if he wanted to, could still be in the NFL right now. And they're like, this man is a freak athlete. Do not let your predetermined notions on big men fool you. Moose is not that type. He is someone who honestly loves this sport. And if you listen to him when we had him on a virtual markout, you would hear that. He is a fan like we are, which is why he dedicated his time and his skill to the sport. So I'm going to get off the Moose train. If you guys aren't on it by now, you'll get there once he wins the belt back.
All right. That's very well spoken by our own Jovanni Hotty. Wanted to give him that platform there to talk about his boy real quick. Guys, it's late. We're all tired. We had a hard day's work. I got to get up in about 5 hours or whatever, go to Alabama, probably get COVID or something. But hey, let's just get into it. This is what happened this week in wrestling. All right, so I'm just going to be straight up honest with our listeners, our viewers, and everybody. I've been incredibly busy this week with work, so I've only got to see AEW this week. So I'm relying on my two co-hosts to kind of steer the ship this week. So let's kind of just get into it. Guys, let's go on to Monday Night Raw. On the last pod, you basically just shit all over Raw and SmackDown. Was it any better this week?
SmackDown was.
Okay, let's start with Raw first.
SmackDown was definitely better. I thought Raw was actually a little bit better, but the difference between the Raw from this week and last week isn't as big as the difference from the last two episodes of SmackDown. SmackDown was definitely improved a lot more than Raw did, but in my opinion, I thought Raw was a little bit better. Obviously, Raw had, Raw was probably thrown in a little bit of chaos with the announcement that the WWE champion Drew McIntyre unfortunately had tested positive for COVID-19.
Foul on the play. Hold on. Throw the flag. Guys, we know he doesn't have COVID-19. Drew McIntyre is looking out for his career. He doesn't want to face Goldberg either.
That's it. That's all he wants to not do. It's like, hey, you face Goldberg because Goldberg's going to go over, win the titles. It's gonna sink your career. See Kevin Owens from If I Had the Pencil last week's episode when I booked that. That's right. Cheap pop for us. But yes. It was announced that Drew McIntyre had COVID-19, which more than likely actually did. Jovan's just, making fun of that issue. we take that seriously. And then there's been a whole report before we get back into Raw, like Sean Ross Sapp, he said like, oh no, there's actually more people that have tested positive with everything going on. So don't be shocked if we see like more positive results coming back into play, and because I think we're about to hit like a second round of all this shit. So we'll see what happens there. But for right now, I think the next week or two, Drew McIntyre, at least we'll just be doing video promos like he did from Monday night.
Yep. And then we also had a rare appearance on Monday Night Raw from the COO of this WWE, and that would be the Game Triple H.
Yes.
He kicked off the show with a big announcement, and eventually, long story short, he wound up getting himself involved in the main event with Randy Orton that night.
God, I loved it.
Yeah. So I did see this. So they kind of get into like a little skirmish, a little bit fight. Triple H hits Randy Orton with all his vintage Triple H stuff. And then he goes for a sledgehammer, and then the lights start going out. And then all of a sudden the sledgehammer catches on fire. He's like, whoa, what's going on?
Fire!
Yeah, he had a burning hammer.
Which I'm surprised we haven't seen before.
That's right.
It's logical. They put tables on fire. That hammer on fire was badass.
Yeah.
I thought it was too.
And then when the lights come back on, Alexa Bliss is back in the ring, and she basically throws a fireball at.
I don't know that.
And then I'm leaving this in there, guys. My Alexa thought I said Alexa, but I said Alexa Bliss. So stop listening. But seriously, the woman in the ring, she threw a fireball at Randy Orton. We're off the rails already. Take it away.
Once, it wasn't any of our fault. It was Alexa's fault.
Damn that Alexa.
Yep. What else happened on Raw of note?
You know what? Let me go back to that segment real quick before we really truly go all the way off the rails, man. I watched Raw with my uncle and my dad at my dad's house, and all three of us, we popped like little kids when Triple H put the leather jacket on, and it made me happy and sad at the same time, because I was happy that the WWE was still able to get like a genuine pop out of me, but then I was sad because I realized, damn it, Triple H is really old.
Yeah.
And who knows how many times we'll be able to see him put that jacket on, make the ring entrance the way he does normal, pick up the sledgehammer, and you're like, oh, crap, that's the game. You know, it still had that mystique about it.
Yeah.
And kind of had me wondering and a little sad, because when does that turn into The Undertaker's 8-minute walk down the ring? And then you're like, oh, God, just go home.
Yeah.
But, DDJ, what else happened in Raw that you liked?
Well, that was really about it in terms of stuff I liked.
Really?
But we did have some more development in this whole saga between Charlotte Flair and her father. Apparently, the Nature Boy is up to his old tricks again, and this time they were at the expense of his daughter. Apparently, the Nature Boy has a new flame, and I wonder how his real-life wife, Fifi the maid, feels about this.
She's just fine with it, because everybody knows the Nature Boy can go on for hours, because he uses the official sponsor of Pro Wrestling Junkies Junkyard, Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
That's right.
I wore my Blue Chew shirt tonight.
Blue Chew, if you ever find your way onto the Junkyard, we would love you to sponsor this. Definitely, I know SGS, one of our sister podcasts, would love that sponsorship too. So hit up Pro Wrestling Junkies and we'll talk business.
Oh, Spencer, SGS has ball cleaners. They don't need Blue Chew. We want Blue Chew.
All right, so SGS has ball cleaners and we have Blue Chew. All right, there you go.
Hey, speak for yourselves. I don't need Blue Chew.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, nobody needs Blue Chew. I'm just saying it would be great to have a sponsor.
Yeah, that would be cool. Hey, speaking of such good shoot, I think they've got a big episode coming up this week.
Oh, yeah.
They
do. They're actually going to be joined by a very special guest this week.
Is it the Ugandan headhunter?
And he's dead.
Oh, well, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah, so the boys at Such Good Shoot are going to be joined by the one and only WWE Hall of Famer, the
Abdullah
Godfather.
the Butcher.
Whoa, they got Abdullah the Butcher. That's better than anything DDJ just said.
Who was it, DDJ? I'm sorry, it wasn't Abby. Abby's too busy for us, and Abby can't walk. He's making barbecue and Chinese food.
No, they're going to be joined by the Godfather. So, guys, check if you haven't had a chance to check out Such Good Shoot. First off, you need to stay out of the underneath the rocks and start watching this stuff because it is what they say they are. They're Such Good Shoot. So, be sure to check them out this week.
That's going to be a different kind of smoke show next week, gentlemen. That's not going to be like Charlotte Bordeaux. That's a different kind of smoke show.
Yeah. And if you guys can't catch the video version, we will be putting an audio version of that up pretty soon. It should probably be their last episode, if not this one. So be on the lookout for all where you get the Junkyard and What Do You Say with DDJ, and you'll be able to keep up with all the Pro Wrestling Junkies Pod Squad.
About time they get with the program and get on audio.
I know we're all regulated.
Yeah, but no, getting back on track here. Monday Night Raw, Ric Flair and Lacey Evans appear to be a thing now because Ric Flair actually cost Charlotte the match, and the Ric Flair once again still lives up to the billing, the dirtiest player in the game.
Yeah, so
you're going to say Space Mountain.
No, I was going to say I hope Lacey Evans finds someone to watch her kids so she can go take a ride on Space Mountain.
Yeah, nasty.
Yeah, Lacey Evans needs to spend time with Daddy.
But yeah, you got that. Then I don't get this. We have a setup for a match and backstage interview with Keith Lee and Sheamus. They're going back and forth, talking about, Sheamus is giving praise to Keith Lee for his match against Drew McIntyre. Miz and Morrison enter the ring. Next thing you know, we have a tag team match. Sheamus and Keith Lee win the match. They're all buddy-buddy. They go to a commercial. They come back from commercial. Are they still buddy-buddy? No, they're getting ready to tear each other up. And when normally something like that happens, you would think common sense would dictate that the announce team would say, hey, this is what happened during the break. No mention of it. They were all like, why are these guys, looking like they just won a tag team match. It's like, okay, they're not going to assume that we don't know that they, were there when whatever happened during the commercial break actually happened.
Well, I mean, they don't have the world-class picture-in-picture that AEW has, so I guess they forgot that we can't see the commercials.
Well, see,
yeah,
that makes even less sense. NXT has the world-class picture-in-picture,
right?
Well, it's because NXT doesn't want you switching to AEW.
Well, I guess. Well, yeah, but you know what though? That is true. That's a good point. But apparently, picture-in-picture is much like a lot of these NXT call-ups to the WWE. They go to the WWE and their careers die. Same thing goes for the world-class picture-in-picture.
Oh, jeez, coming out hard tonight,
man. And then we had more of this seemingly never-ending segment to feud or saga, whatever you want to call it, with Jeff Hardy and Elias, where it starts out where Jeff Hardy's supposed to fight Elias. Elias feigns injury, so Jeff Hardy he has a match with Jackson Ryker. Jackson Ryker wins in a really quick fashion. Makes no sense. And then all of a sudden Elias is like, yeah, you know what? I'm not hurt. I'm going to get in the ring with Jeff now. And what happens? Jeff Hardy wins. So
have we gotten that 23andMe to Elias yet? Because I really swear upon everything that I love that is the love child of one Randy the Macho Man Savage.
Wait, is that the love child of Macho Man and Stephanie McMahon?
It could be, because there's no reason for Elias to be wrestling.
Well, if that's the case, wouldn't he be the? Oh no, wait, no, because Vince isn't the dad. I was trying to think, wouldn't that make Elias the illegitimate McMahon child or something?
No, that was Swoggle.
We don't talk about that.
Oh boy. But no, you have that, and then it was like I said, it was a little bit better, but just overall, Raw wasn't garbage this week. Raw was like a recycling bin,
Yeah.
So
It serves a purpose at least.
yes. So, but that's really all I got for Raw.
The only thing I'm going to add on to Raw was AJ Styles and Drew Gulak. I enjoyed the hell out of that match.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Just because that's the only good thing that Raw put on that whole evening, besides the Hadouken from Alexa Bliss.
Hadouken!
Yes.
That's pretty. Command.
We also, real quick, too, what the hell are these guys? What the hell are they doing with Matt Riddle?
Matt Riddle, he's slowly getting himself from serious contender to glorified jobber.
Oh, so Ricochet level.
Yeah, exactly.
He's basically they've cast him as the Jeff Spicoli of Monday Night Raw. Every time he talks, I think of Sean Penn as Jeff Spicoli in the classic movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I mean,
God,
we're talking about if we're talking about illegitimate children or people that could be related. I mean, come on. I mean, Sean Penn and Matt Riddle. I mean, they're literally cut from the same mold. I mean, Bobby Lashley beats Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's like, you beat me fair and square, but I can beat you, MVP. And it's just,
yeah. For somebody that I was actually pretty hyped about when he started wrestling, because he looked good when he started wrestling, and just to see what they've kind of done with him to really just valley him out with the bro.
Yeah, I got one thing to basically, and this was back in NXT too. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? Enough said. Give me more Fight Pit Matt Riddle. That's all I'm saying.
yes.
That's what I want.
Let's move on to SmackDown because Raw's killing my vibe.
All right, let's bring the vibe back. Give me SmackDown. I've been packing. I haven't had time to watch. What happened?
We are not getting Roman Reigns versus Adam Pearce at the Royal Rumble. Thank God.
He went straight to the jugular. He must have really needed to kick up.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's getting replaced?
That would be the whatever his has he even given an official job title? Adam Pearce.
Backstage management.
Okay, backstage management. Backstage
management.
Basically, Adam Pearce, I think, got one over on Roman Reigns, and we are getting another. And I am very excited about this because every time these two have gotten in the ring as of late, it's been gold. We're getting one more match between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. This time, last week.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yes.
That's a reason to be excited for the Rumble now.
Yeah. So now I can know I am actually looking for last week when we were talking, we did our show. I said I'm actually looking forward to Roman or Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg more than the SmackDown main event. I am officially changing my stance in that and saying I am really much more looking forward to Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens going at it one more time because again, every time these two have clashed, it's been gold, and I expect this to be nothing less.
Yeah,
hot take: Kevin Owens gets that belt.
Hot take, well, not even a hot take. That's not happening. Roman's going to hold that belt until WrestleMania when Goldberg gets both titles because Vince wants that to happen. Jesus, I'm joking. You know the thing is, right? You say you want it to happen, so it doesn't happen. So you say that as much as possible.
Are you talking about like reverse psychology type stuff?
Exactly. You put it out in the universe, and it doesn't happen.
It's going to happen because Vince is going to hear a lot of people talking about it. He goes, I told you. It's what they want. It's such good shit.
Not to be confused with such good shoot.
Very true. Not to be confused because it's so much better than that.
So one other thing that I know I'm excited about, and I know Jovanni was excited about this when I messaged him in our chat before we started recording, even talk about Shinsuke Nakamura wrestled Jey Uso, but the big thing coming out of that match is Shinsuke went back to his old theme music.
Yes. And he came out with this badass looking cape.
Yeah.
So I was all like, "Come on, man, let's get a badass Shinsuke back."
Okay. So, and we were talking about this before, and I went back and looked at it, like, oh my God, he has the original theme back. And like, we were talking about this. It's like the new theme, when it happened, it was great for a while, but then they weren't really doing anything with Shinsuke. And it's like, it's not the same as, the Rising Sun, the original one, before they put all that Japanese on there. I got it as a heel. Is this possibly maybe a babyface turn about to happen?
I think that's exactly what we're getting, because they're basically turning him babyface, which he should have never been turned heel, in my opinion, to begin with. I think he had his feud with AJ, and basically after that, he didn't really do much as a heel. So I'm actually really excited, and I mean maybe this whole thing with him having that run in the gauntlet match last week there's maybe going to be something more to this than just that. So we'll see.
Hopefully, man, because I know he got over big time with the fans in that gauntlet match.
Yeah, and he got over with us too, big time. Because I think we were on our episode last week. We talked about how this is probably the best he's looked in a really long time.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give a hot take here. I don't know if it's going to be very popular with you guys. I mean, it probably will, but with this babyface turn, Shinsuke Nakamura is going to get a push. He's not going to become Intercontinental Champion. He will become WWE Champion within the next, I'll say, 2 to 3 years.
I'll sell on that because WWE doesn't know how to long-term book, and right now everything goes through Roman.
Right now, yes, but I still have hope.
They'll forget about his push by next year.
Probably, but see, that's why it's a hot take.
I just if past history will dictate anything, I could see him maybe getting a title match, but I just right now, much like Jovanni, I would probably sell that because I much as I would love for it to happen, I can't see it happening right now.
Okay, let me offer you this scenario. Not WWE champion. He goes back to NXT Finn Balor style, wins the NXT championship again.
I buy that.
I would buy that too.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That's where we're going now.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. And then also, too, it looks like we got a little bit of a friction between father and son as well. I mean, their setup was Rey Mysterio had a match with King Corbin, stemming from as a result of what happened last week when Baron Corbin, for apparently no good reason, attacked Dominic. Rey Mysterio, got in the ring. They had their match. And, basically Dominic was, like hot-headed. He's like, the old, let me at him. Yeah, put him up. And Ray's trying to tell him, no, that's not how you do things. Like Ray's trying to kind of be, the wise veteran here and imparting wisdom on, his son, aka the rookie, and saying, no, that's just not how you do things. He's trying to tell him to be, smart about this, and I think Dominic's questioning his, just like his, I guess basically, for lack of a better term, he kind of almost questioned Rey Mysterio's manhood. And that.
DDJ being Hispanic, I have a certain machismo that we may call El Guapo Too Hotty about me. And everybody knows. That's the smell, yes. There's a certain Latino heat that comes when you're born with it. And man, if that machismo, and I'm not talking about black machismo, ooh, yeah, it's sometimes a little too hard to fight. And when you're young and dumb and full of machismo, it's really hard.
That's not how that phrase goes.
I know it's not, but Blue Chew won't sponsor us yet. It's hard to listen to reason. The only thing you want to do is go out there and throw hands. And you know what? I'm with Dominic because if I was in his position, you're making my family look weak, and I need to go out there and I need to redeem our name. I need to whoop some ass.
Yeah, he needed to beat that ass.
Hell yeah.
Jovanni's in a fight. I mean, he's all revved up, ready to go. I mean, I still think wouldn't have a chance against Mr. Conti, but
Number one, this is going to be it. This is our shoot again on every podcast. Everybody out there in listening land, please hashtag Jovanni Too Hotty versus Mr. Conti for a shot at Tay Conti, because everybody knows I will put him through a table. I will put him through the cell. It will be him and I, and he will have to kill me to win that match. I don't care what he knows, DDJ. I will win.
and for all you Cobra Kai fans out there, Hash Brown Jovanni Too Hotty does not stand a chance.
Hash Brown illegal kick.
All right, but
Justice for Too Hotty.
yeah, and then that was really all that. Well, even most of the stuff that SmackDown was better, but there were other than what we talked about. There really wasn't much that happened. I mean, Billie Kay cost a match with her antics, which
Horrible. I need her off of commentary.
It bogged another just case of what WTF is WWE thinking. They split the Iconics up only to put both of them in other tag teams when they should have never split those two up, because those two together are gold. Those two apart are definitely not gold. And
No, and I'm not the biggest Billie Kay fan. And like I said, I really want her off of commentary. They had her doing a little bit of commentary, and it was just, it was horrible. It was terrible.
Hey, Jovanni, since I'm kind of thinking about this right now, Sean Spears, is he on the list?
Gentlemen, for our first inclusion of the list of this night, not only am I a Sean Spears mark, so this is even 10 times better for me. Mr. Spears, the chairman himself, you are on my list. 10. I hope he's number 10. I need to go back and see where he falls, but if he's number 10, that'd be awesome.
I think he's past 10, but
he's probably past 10.
He's probably at something like 258 or something.
Yeah, that list is getting longer and longer. We're going to reach that 1,004 holes in no time.
Chris Jericho's list is about to be on the list.
On the list.
And that's
so
go ahead, Giovanni.
Billie Kay, and I know you were trying to just like saying wrap it up on SmackDown there, but I feel like there was actually a little bit of good left still in SmackDown. Personally, the Street Profits to me could do no wrong.
Yeah.
Montez Ford and Dawkins, that promo they cut between Dawkins' facial features, like his freaking face. I love it. He's serious. He's funny. He's serious.
Yeah.
And then both of them, and Tez takes off the glasses and he's just stone-faced. Those two, man, they deserve to be the champs. I can't believe they took the belts off of them, but it looks like they're going to have them chasing again. So I'm down for it. I want the smoke too.
That's all I got. What do you say we move on to some NXT?
Well, hold on now, DDJ.
I just want to get off the WWE main roster.
I know you want to get off the main roster, but we got to show it a little bit of love, man. I mean, you didn't even talk about Ding Dong Hello with Bailey.
Really?
Ding dong.
I mean, come on. It was Bailey and the EST of SmackDown. Was a hilarious segment. I got a hell of a laugh out of it.
I didn't like it.
Really? I popped when Bianca Belair opened the door. She's like, "You know who it is." I died, dude. I died laughing.
Yeah, that was probably about the only good thing about that segment. I mean,
you're depriving the people of the list because Andrew Solo, whatever his name is, Aaron Solo off of AEW Dark. You're on the list. Also, backstage segment, since we're going to go ahead and get into
hey, real quick, one more possible queer addition to the list. Montez Ford.
You know what? Bianca Belair is a little weird for me. I don't know what it is. Tez, for right now, you're off the list, but I'll reevaluate.
He's like partially on the list. It's like I'm close to writing you on the list or typing you up there. Maybe like Montez, don't get all the way.
I mean, my respect for Montez gets the first name on there, but I might struggle putting the last name. So we'll see what happens.
I get that. I get that.
All right.
But DDJ, you even glossed over like the backstage event with the boss.
All right. You know what? Okay. My apologies to all parties involved there. Mella was definitely money tonight, and she's like, you know what? I'll like Carmella was basically like, yeah, I want one more match with Sasha. Sasha's like, I'll give you your match only if I get a match with what is his name again?
Oh shoot,
Manservant.
yeah, forget
Yeah, whatever.
Local jobber
guy. That's with Carmella.
Caleb with the C.
Not to be confused with Caleb with a K on Impact.
That's right.
But no, I mean, okay, I'll give you that. But
yeah, other than that, that was pretty much all SmackDown, the Carmella bit.
Okay. I totally forgot. I'm glad we mentioned this again. Jovan, you've already put two people. Well, yeah, two people on your list. I forgot you put Aaron
Ken.
Solo.
And Solo.
And Ty Dillinger, John Spears. So that begs the question. Corey Graves is in a romance with Carmella. Is Corey Graves on your list?
That's another hard one, man. I mean, honestly, Mella at times to me is money, and I look at her, I'm like, okay. Carmella got something a little bit, but then in the back of my back of the mind is being like, dude, she's been with Big Cass, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to add Cass to the list because I mean we've already talked about the transferred properties of being on the list. I don't know if I want to put Cass on the list. Corey Graves, me and him, there's not as much hate for Corey Graves as I have for others, so I could probably. He's not making the list at all.
Wait, who?
Chase Owens. He wouldn't even be transferred. If I found out Chase Owens was even closely related to one of my Eskimo brothers, I'd cut that brother off.
Wow.
Let's see. You know what? I don't know, Spencer. You know what? Make the case for Carmella, Spencer. You're a fan of hers.
Okay, one. Well, we won't even talk about the wrestling. Like, she's an okay wrestler. She's gotten better. Her match with Sasha back at TLC did better, and now she's going to probably have a match at the Rumble. Probably not going to win that title, but still probably is doing great. Dude, speaking of the guy,
as opposed to what?
A meat popsicle.
I'm the meat man, Johnny Hungy. Okay, so Scarlett Bordeaux is the smoke show.
Yes.
But then Carmella is money. If you just go and look at some of her Instagram photos or whatever, it's like, damn. There's one photo I've seen, she just eats the pizza. It's like Calvin Klein's. It's like, yep, that instantly would make the list. You are crazy. I know she's been with Big Cass and the transference of power and all that crap, but dude, you put Corey Graves on the list for crying out loud.
I'm gonna say this, man. Cass is
put Corey Graves on the list.
Look, Cass is 6 foot tall, and you can't teach that.
7 feet tall.
7 feet tall. 6. You know what? I was gonna make another bad joke, and you can't teach that.
Yeah, you are. Well, no, you can teach how to do bad jokes.
I know. Hey, is he SAWFT soft?
About 12 inches soft. You know
Off
what?
the rails.
Stamp them in, even with the freaking transfer of powers to Big Cass. Give me Corey Graves. Corey Graves, you're on the list.
There we go. That's all I wanted tonight, just to make sure we got a Corey Graves on that list. Because we were talking before this, and he was like, no, Corey Graves isn't on the list. Are you stupid? Jesus. Corey Graves, I'm starting my list. Corey Graves, you're on my list.
Hey, Spencer. Will you sleep better tonight now knowing that Corey Graves is on Jovan's list?
Yes.
I can sleep a little bit better now. That makes me happy, and I hope our listeners, viewers, I hope you guys are happy too that I got Corey Graves on the list, because if you're a guy, you know.
There you go. And you guys, I hope you all sleep happy thinking about Subway sandwiches and Big Cass, because you can't teach that. Take that for your $5. That was all for SmackDown, though, gentlemen. Where are we going next?
I guess we're
Subway?
Subway.
Yeah, we're all going to Subway. $5 footlongs for everyone.
If you get a $5 footlong and you don't toast it, does it come out SAWFT soft?
Guys, welcome to the Junkyard, where we make going off the rails in art form, and tonight we are certainly off the rails. But so that's not it for Raw and SmackDown. Jovan, since Dennis is dying over there, start with NXT. What happened over there?
NXT Wednesday night, staying within the E. Surprise, surprise, may have been the better show on Wednesday night, man. And that's coming from a guy who's wearing an AEW bandana right now. NXT was the better show Wednesday, which got killed in the ratings, but to me, it was a really, really solid show.
Absolutely.
DDJ, what were your high points from NXT?
My high points for NXT were we had a lot of really good action in the Dusty.
Yes.
I thought all the matches were really good.
Yes.
They had my pick to win the Grizzled Young Veterans in a very competitive match, and the match that was way more competitive than I anticipated it being against Everrise. We had the debut of MSK, aka 2/3 of the Rascals. That would be I don't remember their new names offhand, but Dez and Wentz. They look really good. They look like they hadn't missed a beat and are destined for some good things in NXT. Will we see the third part of that trio? It's only time.
No.
And then we had the Undisputed Era versus Breezango in what I thought was a really good match. And
yes.
Guys, do not sleep on Breezango, because they are a lot better than a lot of people give them credit for. I mean, yeah, they were former NXT tag team champions, but these guys are, their characters are what they are, but man, these two can go, and this match proved it.
They're not the fashion police anymore, man. This is Breezango, a very, very damn good match to kind of help the people who've forgotten that those two can go. Bro, they showed it. And yeah, Vince Russo, bro, it was a hell of a match.
Oh, it wasn't even Matt Riddle, bro. It was Vince Russo, bro.
We also had another appearance by the new and improved Xia Li, winning another match in very impressive fashion. And how cool is that entrance, by the way?
Entrance is badass.
It gives me vibes of Lucha Underground.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that too. Before we move on of Xia Li, I don't think when we talked about NXT from a few weeks back, I don't even know if we mentioned that or not. But she came back with Boa. She has this badass entrance. They kept saying, "Oh yeah, this is Xia Li. This is Xia Li." I had to look it up, and I'm just like, holy crap, that is Xia Li. Like, she looks completely different. And I posted in the group, it's like, oh yeah, Xia Li, like, if they keep going the way she does, I think she's destined for great things, because she's more hard hitting and more in your face in the ring and everything. And of course that entrance and just the whole presentation is great.
Right.
Yes.
I'm all on board.
I'm anxious to see who this mysterious figure that was sitting in that whatever throne or whatever at the top of the ramp. I'm very anxious to see who this ends up being.
Well, I could tell you who it is right now. You remember back in the 80s when they had the Inspector Gadget show? It's the Claw.
You mean Dr. Claw?
Dr. Claw.
I'll get you, Gadget.
Nice.
Impromptu impressions here on the Junkyard.
That's why they
My
listen.
Paul blows Spencer, or not Spencer's, Giovanni's Shaq out of the water.
Hey. Don't make me call Shaq, even
Please
though
don't. Please don't.
I don't think they're going anywhere with Shaq now. Who knows? I think Brandy having the baby may have stopped that. Oh, but we could talk about that in a minute with AEW.
Yeah.
We also had God, I just had something else in my mind here. We also had
Poop Seller.
So it looks like we're getting Pete Dunne thrown into the NXT title picture because it sounds like he's stepping up to be the next man to challenge our current NXT champion Finn Balor.
All right. I'm down for that.
I'm definitely down for that as well too because while I'm disappointed we never got to see Finn Balor versus Walter.
Yes.
I think this is good. I think this is going to be just as good, if not better than that, because I think Finn and Mr. Peter Dune, as you guys like to refer to him sometimes,
I think you're smoking something tonight.
It's called old age.
Yeah, there's no way in hell Peter Dune can hold a candle to Walter.
Thank you.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that this maybe because they're a little bit more similar, Finn and in terms of their style.
I've never seen Finn Balor try to break someone's fingers.
He doesn't need to do that. He breaks jaws and lacerates livers, and just like Kyle O'Reilly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Dune. That's why it's not going to be that great. He's not as good as Walter.
Yeah.
Finn Balor and Walter sent a shiver through my spine because somebody's going home with bruises.
That is like seriously. That is a match that if those two got together, like it was just like title versus title, or not even like title versus title, just like a match, just NXT champion versus NXT UK champion. Like literally, that would probably be the way if those two were allowed to go and do what they could actually do. Holy crap, that would easily be a match of the year candidate because you have the big man Walter versus kind of like the not really smaller man, but kind of like the outmatched man. Just to see that's a match of styles that people like love to see the difference in styles go at it, and those two are like the best at their craft at that.
Great analysis, guys. I still stick by my statement. I think I appreciate you guys, but this is one time where I'm going to disagree with you. It's just my own opinion.
That's all right. That's what we do.
You're allowed to have your own opinion here, even though your own opinion is crap.
Ooh, I wasn't going to go there.
So Spencer went there
piles
because
of doo-doo.
Spencer's a big jerk.
Oh, hold on. Y'all want to know what a segue is? While
Isn't
we're
that
talking,
that like Paul Blart Mall Cop rolled on?
Dad, I'm talking about a radio segue because while we're talking about doo-doo, we might as well get to Shotzi Blackheart.
Hey, why not? She had a great match with Candice LeRae.
She did, man. It was an actual legitimate match with Candice LeRae. I'm kind of getting tired of Candice LeRae's little friend. What's her name?
Indy Hartwell.
Hartwell. Yeah, I'm getting tired of Hartwell sticking her nose in the matches because I think Shotzi needs to start winning a little sooner than later to keep her relevance.
Agreed.
But that was a great match. And for those of y'all who don't know in the Junkyard land, Shotzi Blackheart sells doo-doo online. So that was the segue for those of y'all who didn't catch it.
I was kind of confused. I'm like, doo-doo? Is Shotzi Blackheart like just terrible in the ring or something?
No, she's actually pretty decent in the ring. She just sells doo-doo online. Doo-doo-doo.
Who in the hell would buy a piece of her doo-doo?
Oh, they're buying photos because apparently you can't ship doo-doo. Duh.
So wait, she just takes the crap, take a picture, boom, there you go.
Yeah, people buy it, man. Whatever's to each is their own.
Yep, sick freaks out there for sure.
Each is his or her own, but man,
can we move on from the doo-doo, please?
Yeah, it's turning into a really shitty conversation. I did there.
Yeah,
I like it.
hey, this is not such good shoot right now.
No, it isn't.
This is some weird shit.
You were supposed to say such good shit.
Oh,
Jesus, you messed it up.
Because he gave another segue. See, we're doing great at this thing. Weird shit like in Dexter Loomis.
Yeah, freaking weirdo for sure.
Dexter Lumis had a match with Johnny Gargano, man, and I can't tell if Dexter Lumis is the best thing I've ever seen in wrestling in a while, or if he doesn't know how to wrestle. It's a very weird line there to where I'm like, is he doing just enough? It's like the Orange Cassidy complex. Is he doing enough for me to be like, damn, this dude's got something, and the rest is just character? Or is it just like, what?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Dexter Lumis is a hell of a wrestler. It takes so much talent to basically to present a character that shows no emotion.
Yes.
I think that's a lot harder than people might think. And that for that reason alone, I'm in on Dexter Lumis right now.
I'm a fan, man. He is creepy as shit.
Yeah. I don't know, a little bit of a throwback, but remember when he was in Impact as Samuel Shaw?
Yes.
No.
Remember I think it was actually Christy Hemme. He had that angle where he was like he was obsessed with her, and he had like all the pictures of her in like the basement and stuff and all that. And I just like,
very good reason.
Yeah. Well,
I don't really know.
Is Jovanni?
I'm checking out who she's married to. Yeah,
That's what I was trying to figure out.
You're all over it. All right. So while Jovanni's trying to figure out who's married to Christy Hemme right now, one thing I do want to mention about that we're going to get on next week's episode of NXT, or the episode, I should say this week's episode drops the day after this podcast drops. We're finally getting that fight pit match between Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa. And I, for one, cannot wait. I love the first fight pit match. I am ready for this one.
So apparently she's married to some man named Charlie Patterson. He's not a wrestler. He does something else. But either way, you know what he is, my friends?
He's on your list?
Charlie Patterson, you are on my list.
All right.
He goes from Karrion Kross to Aaron Solo. What did you say his name was?
Charlie Patterson.
Charles Patterson.
I'm telling you right now, we need to that list needs to be put on a T-shirt.
Oh yes.
Oh God, just a whole list of people.
I'm going down and I'm going to start going through all of our old episodes and even the side episodes and seeing who's ended up on this list.
I swear you're at least at like 20 right now.
Hey, Spencer, Jovanni's going to make a list, and then he's going to check it twice, and he's going to find out who's been naughty and who's been nice.
That's right. I'll tell you who was naughty, though, gentlemen, right there. Bam. Christy Hemme.
Nice. You can tell this podcast is run by guys.
We you know what, though? We're just guys having fun, you know.
That's right. That's what I think Justin Wilson said it best. It's just three dudes talking wrestling, just hanging out. That's what the Junkyard is. No, seriously, where do you hear this? Just basically three dudes or whatever, just talking wrestling, hanging out. Nowhere. Often duplicated, never replicated.
Yeah, we know there's some other shows out there that like to steal our ideas and claim them as their own.
But they can't do it as good as we do. So we'll let them, take our ideas. But, basically, it's wrestling. Everybody steals from everybody. So it's fair game, but we're going to do it better.
That's right.
Often imitated and never duplicated.
There we go. That's where I was trying to get to.
Woo! Woo!
But no. Okay, so Jovanni, Spencer, you guys got anything else you want to discuss on NXT?
I'm good.
One more thing, because I remember saw this. It looks like Kushida is going to try to go after that North American title.
Yes, I can't believe I forgot Kushida.
How do you forget Kushida? Oh wait, I forgot about him a while back. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say this: Kushida ain't winning that title off Johnny Gargano not anytime soon. Unfortunately, even though he should.
Real quick before we move on, we did get the announcement of some of the teams that are going to be in the Women's Dusty Cup.
That's right.
We had Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Yep.
We also had Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro.
Yep.
And
joined at the hip.
Yes. And then who else did we?
No.
We got Ember Moon and
Ember Moon, and I don't know who.
It was Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon.
Okay, and
then we also got a team right now that I think might be the favorites to win this hot take. Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez.
DDJ, I'm doubling down with you on that one. I think Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez are winning this. I thought it was going to be Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, but damn, give me that team. Mercedes Martinez is hot right now, and of course, Toni Storm is. Whew.
I'm not ready to say right now, based on the 4 teams they announced, this would be my pick, but obviously there's going to be more. So before I make my official prediction, I want to see who's all going to be in this, because there may be someone that we have not heard that may have an even better chance. So
maybe
let's see who all start before we make predictions. But yeah, right now, early prediction or whatever you want to call it, based on who's been announced so far, I'd go with Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. But again, let's see who else we got coming into this thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I would put $40 on that. All right. Let's move on to AEW, the show I actually watched this week. So this should be able to be entertaining at least.
Well, start us off.
All right. So the first match on the card was a banger. It was the Boston Pac versus Eddie Kingston. Match was great. It's everything you thought it was going to be. Hard hitting. These guys were stiff the entire match. You had the Butcher and Blade and Lucha Bros. They all came out, intermingled. But basically, the action was in the ring. Pac, Eddie Kingston went back and forth, hit each other. Pac, it was Pac. He did like a superplex into the ring. It looked like Eddie probably hurt his back a little bit. I don't know if that was legit or he was just selling it. And then Pac, he has that amazing finishing move, the Black Arrow. Hit it, 1, 2, 3. Pac goes over Eddie Kingston and then puts him in the Brutalizer. And then, of course, we got to get Lance Archer to come out here, kind of stir up things again. And then he gets in Pac's face. So it's like, oh no, Pac, we're done now. But it looks like Pac and Eddie Kingston might be on the back burner now, and it might be going to Lance Archer versus Pac next.
Ooh, that would be really interesting.
I would like to see that, man. I mean, Archer has a certain set of skills and Pac has a certain set of skills, but that difference in size, that's going to make that match.
You want to know who else has a certain set of skills?
Who?
Liam Neeson. See Taken.
There you go.
You guys basically set that one up.
Yes.
Yeah. Giovanni set that right up, and I knocked it down.
That's right. All right. So then after that great match, we got one. I mean, it was still good, but it was what it was. Miro versus the Kentucky Gentleman, Chuck Taylor. This was, if Chuck lost, he would be basically Miro's young boy, but they call him Servant on TV. Basically, this match was Miro destroying the hell out of Chuck. Chuck got a little bit of offense in, but it was basically Miro dominating the entire match. What should have happened? He put him in like the game over. I think that's what he calls his finishing move. The recliner. Yep.
The accolade.
Yeah, that's back in WWE. We don't talk about that now. But yeah, Miro went over, beats Chuck, and now Chuck is going to be Miro's young boy servant, probably until Beach Break.
Yeah, till the wedding. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do that story, and then maybe that possibly, because something's gonna happen at that wedding, because it's a wrestling wedding.
Oh yeah, something's got to happen. Hell, the last person to have a wrestling wedding got shot.
Yep.
So, gentlemen, pretty sure I've said this before, but for as brutal as a beast that Miro is in the ring, when we had him on the virtual markout, man, golly, I became a fan of that man that night.
Yeah. Right.
And I think it may have been the 30 minutes he had with Steve. It was so great. But to see that man on the freaking markout and then to see him in the ring, and you're just like, oh my God, that's the same person? That dude's a beast.
Hey, Giovanni,
Yes.
So this match presents two interesting questions I have to ask you.
Oh, here we go.
Two guys, Miro and Kip Sabian. Are they on the list?
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're at home taking notice, write them down. Miro and Kip Sabian, you made the list.
I was seriously about to shoot you right there. Like, you're stupid if you don't put those two on the list.
Oh, dude, come on. Lana and freaking Penelope Ford? Jesus Christ.
I was going to say, they weren't on the list, Jovan. I was going to say the first thing I was going to do when I see you in April at the show is I was going to smack you upside your head.
Be like, you need to get yourself right.
See, if they didn't make the list, people would question the list.
Head.
Yeah, a lot of people would question that list for sure. All right, moving on. Then we had a little interview segment, backstage segment with Private Party and Matt Hardy. Private Party, you know, they're the newest signees to the Matt Hardy brand. They're totally buying everything. Oh, bullshit. No, they're not. Matt Hardy wants 30%. Who's going to give them, you know, all the royalty or take the royalties? He gave them third-party platforms. He's not greedy like Vince McMahon.
Right.
But no, they weren't having it. But Matt's like, no, guys, don't need to be like baby faces anymore. You need to do whatever it takes to win, not care about getting over with the crowd. You got to go after titles and everything. So we definitely see Matt Hardy's kind of turning more heel. Could we possibly be getting maybe a heel Private Party coming soon?
I'm against it.
I think we're gonna get them flirting with it, but I can't see Private Party being heels. I mean, I think Matt's going to try to get him to and it may be one of those things where if you don't do this, I'll fire you or, you know, that kind of thing. But Private Party as a heel team, right, they would totally have to change their moveset, I think, for me to buy that.
Yeah.
Their moveset is geared for them to be just being these baby faces who can do all these amazing things. And it's just that kind of thing doesn't work for heels, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think the line of that segment, though, was Mark Quinn calling Matt Hardy a money-grabbing carny.
Yes.
That was just brilliant.
For everybody in these e-auctions and the virtual wrestling world that we have called e-carnies, you guys are all Matt Hardy. How do you like that? How's that feel? Razzle, $55, and then you've got to pay $40 shipping. Get the hell out of here, you fucking carny. Anyway.
All right.
Guys, I've been a big fan of Private Party. I've seen them in HOG Wrestling, man, up in New York. That's when I first saw them in the Bucks.
Yeah.
You want to cheer for these guys. I mean, to me, they've made a misstep when they changed their music because I like the original Kick Up, Let's Go.
Thank you.
This is a private party. That's on my playlist. That's on my workout playlist.
And
That's on mine too.
And it doesn't make sense. I mean, everything they have for them is geared to them being faces.
Yeah.
This ain't water. Shots. Everything they do, everyone wants to get behind these guys. So why are you having them flirt with heels?
That finisher they have too, gin and juice.
Yes.
Dude, I remember when I saw that at the pre-show for All Out back in 2019. Dude, I looked at my friend Patrick who was there with me and I'm like, damn, that was awesome. That made me a fan right there. That one move. I was all in on those two. And yeah, it's just I don't like this. I mean, I like Matt Hardy, I like Private Party, but just the way they have these three together, it's not working for me.
Me either. I was about to say that too, man. It's not working for me at all.
Okay. I got another hot take here for you guys. So yes, I will say this before I say my hot take. Private Party is a very entertaining tag team. They do a bunch of great stuff in the ring. Mark Quinn had some good singles stuff when he did versus Cody.
Yes.
But as a tag team, Private Party has not done anything really of note since they beat the Young Bucks back in the first Dynamite or second Dynamite, whenever that tournament was. Whenever they got that big win, they didn't really capitalize on it. The story, I guess, didn't allow it, whatever, but they really haven't done anything of note. So I'm hoping with this new dynamic, something happens. And if not, they get like a better story because those two definitely are future AEW World Tag Team Champions.
I can't disagree with that at all.
Beautifully said.
All right. Well, I thought we were going to get some disagreements there, but we're not. But hey, guys, did you guys make your New Year's resolutions this year?
Yes.
Yes, I did too.
All right. So speaking of that, we had our favorite group in all of AEW, the Inner Circle, make their
I thought we were Dark Order guys.
Well, we are Dark Order guys.
You could be both.
You come on.
Join the Inner
Great.
Dark Order.
Are we?
Don't even.
Are we group sluts here?
We're not just tag team sluts. We're group sluts for sure.
Speaking of tag team sluts, Spencer, take it away.
Oh, nice segue there. All right. So all the Inner Circle members came out to the middle of the ring and they made their New Year's resolutions. I'm going to try to remember them. So Hager said he wants championships.
Yep.
No, he didn't. He said championships.
Oh God.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, Hager said he wanted championships. Jericho said he wants to go after the titles with MJF.
MJF said he wanted to strengthen the bonds with his friends, and then he also said fat people got to go.
Yeah, fuck him. But we're working on it. Okay, we're going to be skinny in the new year, maybe 2023, but we're working on it.
We're getting there.
I've been working on it since September of last year, and I must say I am looking good.
Yeah, you are. You sexy beast, you.
You sexy beast, you Talks Jericho listeners. Okay,
Look at that. It's a sexy DDJ. Sexy DDJ. He's almost a boy toy. Boy toy.
guys, I'm sorry tonight. I think we're all tired and just loopy. But
I was just gonna say, loopy is the word of the night.
Okay. And then Ortiz said he was going to make like some kind of dish. I don't remember what it was.
Or something.
It was arroz con gandules. As a Puerto Rican, that is.
I'm sorry, I didn't remember.
That is, to be honest, that's like the Christmas dish at my house. It's like gandules is little green chickpeas, and it's made into rice. It's really good. Like, honestly, shout out to my mom because she learned from my grandmother how to make it, so at least the tradition is alive, and it's like that real old school Puerto Rican food cooking. It's the best shit ever.
All right. So whenever we hang out after this pandemic, you're going to make us some, or get your mom to make us some. Maybe get Angie to make some. I'm hungry.
Yes.
Wait, you're on a first name basis with Jovan's mom?
Almost everybody
she's in the
on
group.
the page is on a first name basis with my mom.
But yeah. But then basically that segment, kind of the into it was after Jericho said he was going to after titles with MJF, Ortiz and Santana were like, whoa, you picked us to be the tag team of the Inner Circle to go after the tag team championships. And then Sammy got involved. He's like, he was having something with MJF, and basically it all led to, we're going to have a 3-way tag team match against the whole Inner Circle. It's going to be Jericho and MJF versus Santana and Ortiz versus probably the best tag team name of all time, Sammy Hagar.
Yes.
Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager.
You also forgot that what Sammy called Chris Jericho, and that led up to that.
What do you call him, DDJ?
Called him a tag team slut.
And you know what? He is completely right. Jericho has been with so many different tag team partners. That is literally, if that's not a t-shirt on pro wrestling tees, I don't know if they can actually get away with that. But they need to.
His list is longer than mine, bro.
Yeah, but your list is catching up fast.
No, your list will pass that list for sure. We're totally on course to hit that 1,004, 1,005 for sure. And when we pass it, we're going to tweet Chris Jericho. It's like, hey, our buddy here, Jovanni Too Hotty, has a list of Eskimo brothers here that is longer than the list of 1,004 holds. And here's the list.
And he says Chris Jericho is going to reply by calling Jovanni a male slut.
No, he's going to try to get on the list.
All right. Next up, before we had a little interview backstage segment with
Y2J Talking Shopomania 4.
I don't think they could. Well, no, they did book Clint Bobsky, so maybe
There you
anything's
got Clint
possible.
Bobsky.
There you go, Jovanni versus Clint Bobsky.
Look here, you guys think I'm joking. I am Jovanni too Hotty, and once again, I'm going to shoot on you, Mr. Tay Conti.
Hey,
I want it.
Hey, his name's Jorge now.
Is it really? His name is Jorge?
I looked it up. It's Jorge Conti.
Jorge Conti, listen to me when I'm talking to you, sir. With all due respect, I just want you to know I did not just pull the name Too Hotty out of my ass. What I've been doing is working on a particular set of skills, and that set of skills is called the worm. When we meet up, you're going to get WORM.
Oh my god! I know this is probably not going to go anywhere, but holy shit, this is great! I love it. Okay, so back to AEW now. Now talking about Ty Conti's husband Jorge, because we'll go back into Ty Conti a little bit later. I had a little Dark Order segment. Alex Marvez was there, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, you guys are still kind of dealing with this loss. Where does the Dark Order go now?" It's like kind of we're still trying to figure this out. But next week is -1's birthday celebration, so we're gonna have a big 6-man tag match where it's gonna be the reformation of John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and Hangman Page. The good, the bad, and the huggy. Jesus Christ. Make that a t-shirt, please. I would buy that.
Not a t-shirt.
Like that and the North Carolina thing. Ryan, you're slacking. But again, we're having Hangman, Reynolds, and Silver all team up. And next week, we should finally find out and get an answer from Hangman Page if he is part of the Dark Order. So, gentlemen.
Good. We will find out because Hangman Page said after the match he will let them know his decision.
That's right. So, gentlemen, I ask you right now, predicting next week's ending, is Hangman joining the Dark Order?
I know that's a head scratcher there.
Yeah, because I'll go ahead and say it. Believe me, I want it to happen. I think it should happen. Something inside of me says it's probably not going to happen, though.
I would agree with that. Like, I want it to happen, and I think it'd be quite entertaining. But yeah, I don't see it happening either.
All right, then I'll be the outlier here.
Give me hope.
I'm going to say, in the memory of Mr. Brody Lee, the first recruit by the best recruitment specialist on the Dark Order, Hangman Adam Page, will be joining the Dark Order.
Yes. Jovan says it, so it's going to happen now.
Yes.
So it's on you, Jovanni. If it doesn't happen, Spencer's going to come looking for you.
That's right. I'm going to fly over to Texas, knock on your door, and meet your ass.
Him too.
What?
You're going to bring Jorge Conti with you too.
Damn straight. I'm going to be like, hey, I'm gonna hit up Tay and her DMs for other reasons, but then I'm gonna get to Jorge and I'll be like, hey, I need you.
Gentlemen, hold on. Let me get right here into this camera. Jorge Conti, look into my eyes. This is not a joke. Talking Shopomania 3. There's only one word, 4 letters that you need to be worried about. WORM.
This is the best part of this night, guys. Again, we're sorry for going off the rails, but I think we're doing some of our best shit tonight. This is like a legendary shoot. Such good shoot for sure.
Oh, man.
Okay, so let's see. Next up, we had the Elite versus the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight. Yeah, no one cares about that. The big story here was, so it was going to be Kenny Omega and his two best friends, the World Tag Team Champions. You know, there's this big thing like, oh, Kenny Omega and Don Callis, they were talking. It's like, hey, we're going to go out first because, you know, we love our entrance. We're selfish. And then we'll give you guys your entrance next because we love y'all's entrance with the money guns and everything. It's great. So Kenny Omega comes out and Don Callis is like, we're going to introduce Kenny's two best friends, the World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers. And then the Good Brothers walk out from the kind of the sides, whatever, come to the ring, and the Young Bucks are like, "Are you serious?" And Tony Khan's just here is like, "Yeah, I guess that just happened." So basically, we had I mean, the Varsity Bloods and Danny Limelight, whoever the hell that is. I guess he's on Dark, but again, no one watches Dark.
He had a hell of a show for himself.
Yeah, they put up a good fight, but you know, in the end, Kenny and Good Brothers go over.
Nice little tune-up match for the Hard to Kill, which just would have happened a couple days ago. So, yeah, it was good to see them in the ring. And I thought they looked great together.
Yeah, they haven't missed a beat for sure.
Yeah, and that Magic Killer 1, 2, 3 done. And then we had Mr. John Moxley come to the ring afterwards, basically start laying everybody out. And there was a big pull-apart brawl. Penta and Ray Phoenix came out, got involved, and then they super kicked the Young Bucks, who were, you know, trying to keep everybody at bay. But then they super kicked the Young Bucks. So that might lead to possibly them versus the Young Bucks again for the titles, possibly because they have history there. But we'll see. But again, the big story out of this is Kenny Omega said he was going to pick the Young Bucks, and now there's maybe some friction between the Young Bucks and like the Good Brothers, Kenny Omega, and, you know, Don Callis, even though it looked like they were kind of a reformation of the, you know, Bullet Club USA. You know, I don't want to call it the real Bullet Club. Tama Tonga. Yeah, Tama Tonga will be pissed at us. Yeah, believe me. I listened to Thomas Island this past week. Ooh, he shot on them. Go listen to that. If you're not listening to Thomas Island, go subscribe. I think go to the Patreon. You can avoid all those commercials because they have way too many on there. Yeah. So might be getting the Good Brothers versus Young Bucks down the road, and it possibly could be coming with maybe what happened at Hard to Kill. We don't know. We can't predict the future.
Or can we?
Well, yeah, you basically called it last night.
Right.
Okay, so that happened, and then we had another segment that was on Dark that came to AEW Dynamite because Thunder Rosa was going to wrestle Britt Baker, but then Thunder Rosa, that got canceled. So then we had the waiting room with Cody Rhodes. Start out, basically it was really cheesy, let's be honest. I guess that's what happens on Dark again. I don't watch Dark, so I've never seen this. Rebel comes
laugh.
Yeah, Reba. Yeah. And then the music and everything, and they're just like, and Britt's like, super cheesy. And then, you know, they give Welcome Cody the thing. They have like little lighters, whatever. And then they do like, oh, we gave you pyro, even though it was like the craziest pyro. And then sparklers. Thank you. They do that, and it's like, yep, we gave you the contractual pyro that's in your contract, because you know Cody always has to come out to pyro. But then, you know, they throw him aside, and it's like, oh, I think they were actually about to start a real fire, so, you know, that wasn't really good. But then, like, right before Cody's about to talk, it's like, hey, guys, we got one more special guest. And then Jake Cargill comes out and basically says, I don't give a damn about this, whatever. I want my time. You tell your wife to, you know, quit having that baby, do whatever, get back here, do something. I want a match now. And then Red Velvet comes out because Brady can't defend herself. So then Red Velvet gets in her face, smacks Jade Cargill, and then, of course, we get a pull-apart brawl, and that's how that ends. Oh, no, that's not how it ends, because we get a kind of an awkward edit. It just cuts to a video of Britt, you know, doing the rubbing of the face with Thunder Rosa, and then it cuts to a video of Thunder Rosa saying, no, I'm coming for you, Britt. We're having this match, and it's going to be a beach break. Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker.
I'm all in.
Yeah, we know you are. Believe me, I can't wait for that match too. Hopefully nothing delays it anymore, and I'm glad that, you know, they're making Beach Break, you know, big thing like all the past like kind of mini pay-per-views up to Revolution. So
I miss Bash at the Beach.
I mean, but there's the
Winter's coming.
Yeah.
Winter is coming. I hopefully that'll be a tradition. That's a great name. But I'm okay with Beach Break. I kind of is catchy. But yes, Bash at the Beach was good. But preferably, I kind of like Beach Break now. So that's what happened. Next up, we had Jurassic Express versus FTR. This was not Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. It was Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt versus FTR. So if FTR, they won, thankfully. But if FTR would have lost to Marco Stunt, I would have turned off the TV, canceled my YouTube TV subscription, and be like, are you freaking serious? There's no reason FTR should have lost to Marco Stunt. Thankfully, they didn't. But again, Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy put up a good fight. But you need to make FTR look strong, and they did.
Yep.
I was so pissed off at the beginning of this match because they've got Jungle Boy's music going, and freaking Justin Roberts is talking all over the oh. I'm like, shut up! I want to hear the song.
It's a great song, by the way.
Yeah, that's a great thing Tony Khan did. He purchased, was it Tarzan Boy or whatever that song is?
Boy by Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah, great song.
Yes.
Is that what he came out to in the Indies, I guess?
I believe so, yes.
Yep. Side note here, gentlemen, that is a song my father sings when he gets drunk.
I don't know how to take that, but okay.
It is hilarious. Trust me, I have it recorded.
All right, so that's hilarious. Good thing.
Hey, Jovanni, maybe we'll after the show in April, we'll get drunk and we'll sing that, and we'll do a live performance for our fellow Junkies.
Oh man, we're gonna pull a Dan Sky in April. I'm down.
So instead of singing Watermelon Sugar High, you guys are going to be singing Tarzan Boy.
Watermelon Sugar. He actually, you know what? Shout out to Dan Sky, damn it. He sings like a freaking angel. I give him some crap sometimes in the little threads, but he can sing.
Okay. But going back to the match, they won, and they officially debut the new name of their finisher. It's not the Goodnight Express anymore. It's officially called the Big Rig. So that's, guys, I don't know about y'all. I like the Goodnight Express. I'm kind of on board with the Big Rig. I like that name better.
I'm all in with the Big Rig.
All right. So that's it for that match. Next up, we had NWA Women's Championship match. Serena Deeb, who was on AEW Unrestricted. I highly recommend you guys go listen to it. Great listen. Versus Tay Conti. Ty came out to the ring with the Dark Order and Anna Jay, but only Anna Jay stayed by her side during the match. So it was like, okay, did Ty officially join the Dark Order? It doesn't look like it yet. She doesn't have a number. I don't know what they're going to do with all that now because, Brady gave the numbers. But Ty looked really good in this match. She's gotten a lot better since her NXT days and since she's come to AEW. And yeah, she did look THICC thick. Serena is definitely no slouch either. It's rightfully so that, the NWA put the women's championship on her to, help that brand and then come to AEW. I still kind of stand back that I think somebody else on the AEW roster, maybe Thunder Rosa or maybe even Britt Baker, one of those two will grab the NWA championship to get that feud hotter. But for right now, Serena's been doing great. But again, Ty looked great. She had some great offense. There was one move we were talking like in a chat. She did a great pump kick. That thing looked brutal. She's getting that Brazilian jiu-jitsu she's trained with and knows about into the matches more. But, Serena Deeb did have to go over. I would have loved to see Ty win that championship and put some gold on her. But I think her time is coming. It's just not yet here.
Exactly. I mean, it's so great to see these people who, didn't get a fair shake in NXT really, be able to get out there and show what they can do and, what NXT missed out on. And I think Tay Conti is a perfect example. We didn't really get to see a lot of her in NXT, but we've seen a lot of her in AEW, and she's really
we have
made the most of the opportunity she's been giving. So
It's true.
That's right. Hey, I'm going to steal a bit from you, Jovan. Jorge Conti, you're on the list.
Oh,
Wait, Spencer, are you gonna call out Mr. Jorge Conti as well for a match?
Oh no! We're brothers. We're Eskimo brothers. We don't need a match. That's Jovan's thing right there.
oh, that's right.
Dang, Jovan, he's selling you out.
I'm adding another layer to this story now.
There is no sellout here, DDJ. It's just because Spencer knows that deep down in his heart, I want it to be a one-on-one match. I want there to be no questions, ifs, ands, or buts. That the 4 strongest letters and the 1 strongest word in all of professional wrestling is WORM.
Giovanni. Poor delusional Giovanni.
Oh man!
Look here. And so, as I was saying, whenever we get down there to Michigan City in April for CCW, if there is any local talent that is there to help set up the ring or clean up, if anybody wants to take the debut of the Worm, I'll give it out.
I could talk to the owner of the company. He can make that happen.
Oh my god! If you guys get that to happen, I need video footage immediately.
There will be video footage because I'm trying to see Giovanni do the worm.
Somebody, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to Scotty Too Hotty on Twitter, and I'm gonna add him, and I'm gonna see if I can get his blessing. If I get his blessing, it's all down. I'm warming it up.
Wait, you're not gonna ask Otis?
Nah, come on now. That's the caterpillar. Buddy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Get your animals right.
All right, let's move on because we're okay. Last up, we had the big main event. They hyped this thing up a lot during this show. They had a great video package for it. It was the TNT title championship match. Yep. TNT champion Darby Allin versus Brian Cage. Holy crap, this match was great.
Yes.
Yes.
Darby looked like a star in this match, and it showed why they put that title on him. But Cage, dude, basically, he was selling Darby's moves. There was one point where he throw Darby Allin through the table, and then Darby Allin did a suicide dive, and basically Brian Cage caught him in mid-air.
Yep.
And then Darby Allin, of course, got busted open and was bleeding basically the entire match. So I had to work with blood in his eye. So shout out to that one. That was probably hard to do. But again, he got great offense. These two, it's that clash of styles I was talking about earlier with Walter and Finn Balor. There was that, and they did the weight weigh-in last week. There was 100-pound difference, like 185 to 285. But these two, honestly, they work really well together. They have some great chemistry in the ring.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I want to see another match with them. I don't think it's it probably, you could say, oh, there's no reason, but actually you could, because we had the man that hasn't been doing anything for about a month. It's Sting. He finally came to the ring again. He actually hit Brian Cage with the baseball bat, which helped Darby Allin get the win. So, there is a little grievance there.
Yeah, I remember when we were excited and when we said that the first time, it's Sting. No,
yeah.
Sting.
Hey, Giovanni,
Yes.
Brian Cage, is he on your list?
Oh, hell yes.
Jesus.
Hell yes.
Dude.
Melissa Santos, Brian Cage, you're on the list, buddy. You're on the list like in bold.
In bold, wow.
No,
Brother, let me tell you about Melissa Santos, DDJ, because you weren't part of the PWJ admins when this happened. This is a peek behind the curtain, people. Do not look at the man behind the wall.
Wow.
So a long time ago, we were going to raffle off a photo of Melissa Santos, and somehow that post got deleted. We don't know which one of the admins deleted that post, but I was especially mad because I was going to buy all the spots out of that motherfucker.
Wait, so hey, did you ever get a Melissa Santos photo?
No, I need to actually. You know what? I need to ask about buying it.
Hey, I got you. I got one. I'll send it your way.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's the one you're wanting. I'll send you a picture, but I will send it your way for your grievances and your troubles.
Fantastic.
But
Yeah, I just sent you something.
Oh my God! If you have a photo with Melissa Santos like you did with freaking Scarlett Bordeaux,
oh, he probably does.
you bastard!
But
Golly, she's looking real good too, right there. I'm gonna crop DDJ out of all these photos, and
Just
yeah.
Photoshop your head on him.
Oh no, but I'm taking you out completely.
I know. Hey, DDJ, I want to see these photos too. Send them my way.
All right, I'll send that one to you here in just a
Send me that
second.
Scarlet Wood too while you're at it. But yeah,
God Almighty!
I saw her at Lucha Underground when she was doing the announcement. I'm like, who the hell is this? And then of course Brian Cage got on board that train. I'm like, sir, I salute you for that one.
Hell yeah!
Is he on your list?
Jesus Christ! Of course he's on my list.
Man, that'd be another one though. Like Killer Cross, I'd be too scared to go up to in public and be like, "Can I take a photo with you and your wife?"
Yeah, but
They're cool. Both of them though, very very good people. So
I bet Cage is. Cage seems
Cage
like
is
he's
really
really cool because he likes comics. I know that about him at least.
yeah, he does the Sloverine or whatever he calls it.
Swolverine.
Yeah. So, dude, that literally tells you he likes the X-Men comics like that. So, I think he'd be a good either a guest on the Junkyard or a virtual markout guest to have.
Bro, let's get Cage.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. Hey,
Who
not
better?
just a markout or let's get him on the Junkyard.
That's what
Put him
I
on the
said.
Junkyard, but don't tell him about the list.
We'll let you lead that one, Jovanni.
Oh no.
Oh wait,
God damn,
so you're
dead man.
talking all kinds of mad shit to Jorge Conti, but you ain't saying shit to Brian Cage.
Have you seen Brian Cage?
Dude, I just sent you a picture I took with him and Melissa Santos.
I know, so you should know. I will talk crap to Jorge Conti because Jorge Conti, once again, look in my eyes. It will go down Talking Shop Mania 3 if I can make it happen. I hope you can learn something from your wife, because if not, you're going to learn the 4 most deadliest letters in all of wrestling. WORM.
Oh god, that will never get old.
That literally should be the title of this episode. WORM. And then people are like, what the hell? I thought it was like OMG moments. No, we're just talking about the worm the entire time.
Oh, Jesus.
That may be an OMG moment.
Yeah, when I hit that worm, dude, if I
That
go
would
over
be
there,
an OMG moment.
the
Oh,
one
God.
leg hops all the way over there. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Okay.
Down.
This is awesome.
Okay, let's get back on the tracks. What did you guys think of the match overall and everything that happened there?
Great case of little man versus big man. Spencer, you put it, you summed it up real nicely. It was a great match. Even though they're obviously vast, Brian Cage outweighed Darby by 100 pounds. They made that work.
Yes.
It's a case where big man and little man worked, and I would love to see one more match between those two.
I will say this: the only matchup I like better than the big guy and little guy is the fat guy in a little coat. It's just classic, you guys. You get the big guy against the little guy, David and Goliath. It sells all the time.
Yep.
All right. So that's it for AEW. That's basically everything that happened this week, unless there's anything we left off.
Nope.
All right. That was a little bit longer than I wanted, but we definitely went off the rails probably for about a good 20 minutes there. Jovan talking about the worm, the list, DDJ sharing all the photos he's took with all these hot women. We hate you still, but we love you, brother.
Giovanni's in multiple cutting promos on multiple promos. Jorge Conti.
We're gonna make a best of promo list.
Oh my God, yes. That needs to be in your video package, all those promos. Or we'll get you to cut some fresh ones without our laughter into them.
Yes.
Because literally we are just losing the entire time. But that's it for what happened this week in wrestling. Guys, it's time to get into some oh my God moments. And before we get into that, I want to hear your best Joey Styles impression, please.
All right, you know what? I'll go first. Oh my God!
Wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. But I like the early days of ECW. You see, you got a little bit of that. Oh my God.
Wow.
I think Jovan wins this one.
My throat hurts.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot. I don't know if I can get it because it's a little stuffed up now, but we'll try it. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, that was terrible. All right, we're moving on. Guys, this is this week's weekly roundtable. Oh my God moments. All right, so there are moments that happen in wrestling, and you just basically have to just blurt out, "Oh my God, did that actually just happen?" or "Holy shit!" It could be moments where something happens in a match, something happens in a backstage interview, something happens that probably wasn't planned, like maybe a shoot, kind of a shoot thing. But guys, let's talk about this before we give kind of our top 5 oh my God moments. What constitutes an oh my God moment?
To me, what constitutes an oh my God moment is something that majority time, like you'll not see coming. It's something you don't expect. It's something that catches you off guard. But if you're at a show or you're watching it on TV with someone, you got some friends over, you kind of look at each other with, your eyes bugged out, your jaw dropped, and just like you don't know what to say. You just kind of like, did I just see that?
Yes.
What just happened or something like that? And there are so many just things out there. And it's just, to me, it's just those are those types of moments. They're unexpected. And they're the ones that you look at your friends and, go, for lack of a better term, oh my God, did I just see that?
Yeah.
And the thing is with these OMG moments, those oh my God moments, it has to be something that you haven't seen before, something that's rarely seen. It can't be any, normal off the top rope or any super suplex. It has to be something that from the moment you first see it, you have that stunned silence, and then you're just like, holy crap, what did I see?
Yep.
That is a oh my God moment. And the best one of them all is when you're in a live crowd and the whole crowd gets that one brief silent moment that just then it breaks out to oh my God, this is awesome.
Yep.
That is the OMG moment in wrestling.
All right. So there have been countless times things have happened. Like these OMG moments are things that you think might only happen in a video game. Like, you got the WWE games and, you have the OMG moment and you just do something incredibly crazy, like go through an announce table or a flaming table or something. But no, these things have actually happened. So, guys, let's just kind of get into it. We are going to give like our personal top 5 and, maybe a few honorable mentions here and there. Our favorite OMG moments. So whoever wants to lead off, go ahead.
Jovanni, why don't you start us off?
Y'all want to do 1 and 1 or just all 5 at once?
Let's go all 5 at once.
All right, here we go. My 5 OMG moments in no particular order because they all are just amazing. That's kind of hard to group them. So I'm going to go and take you guys back to 2000. Little company by the name of ECW, which provided so many oh my God moments that the fans still cheer that place like crazy people.
Right.
So we're going to a pay-per-view by the name of Living Dangerously. My first oh my God moment would be New Jack throwing Vic Grimes off of the scaffold.
Yep.
Wait, was that ECW or was that XPW?
Oh, that was XPW.
Okay, because that was actually going to be my one of my my honorable mentions.
Oh, nice.
So
XPW, New Jack. Then I'm going back into 1995 in the land of the rising sun, Japan. Japan has had this perplexity with wrestling. They are some of the best wrestling that you could ever see. But the crazy stuff, you normally think is reserved for the stateside with all of our extreme matches and the hardcore matches. But Japan actually has a really big scene in what's called death matches.
Yes, they do.
1995, King of the Death Match. The whole entire match is an oh my god moment. Cactus Jack versus Terry Funk.
Mm.
I think that's where he lost his top part of his ear.
Oh,
So that was no joke, dude. That match is just horrendous and great at the same time. So, spinning it back to the States, giving a little bit of love to the E. I'm taking you guys to an episode of SmackDown 2003. You have two big behemoths going at it in the ring, Mr. Brock Lesnar
yep.
and The Big Show. And by the time that we seen Big Show go to the top rope, you should have known something was going to go wrong. But Brock Lesnar somehow gets that big man superplexed off the top rope, not onto the mat, through the ring. They broke the ring and literally they landed and started to slide down. That's how bad that impact was. If you've been a wrestling fan, there's no way you haven't seen that clip of the ring just imploding.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was supposed to implode that much, but man, it was a hell of a visual.
Yeah. Never going to forget that one.
Going back to another one that's made it into the annals of history for another company with the famous six-sided ring.
All right.
We're going into TNA. And I can't remember quite literally what event it was. It may have been a lockdown event or something, but it was back in 2005, 2006 era. But it's the TNA Real Hall of Fame move that you see in all of their programs. And that's a wrestler by the name of Elix Skipper performing a Hurricane Rana off of the top
man
of that cage. The balance that it took for him just to run that short gaps on the cage and then wrap his legs and throw down. Holy crap, guys. That's amazing.
Yes, that definitely is an OMG moment for sure.
And my last one, if you don't know this moment, you are not a wrestling fan. And I say that with 100% confidence that if you have seen any kind of wrestling, you at least have seen this spot. WrestleMania 17, Edge spearing Jeff Hardy straight to hell.
Oh, man.
Great.
Great list.
Thank you, gentlemen. Those are my 5.
All right. So I'm going to start out with an honorable mention. I'm going to go to Bash at the Beach 1996. This is the main event. Two guys that had come into the WCW to take over. They had promised us a third man, but at this point, the third man had not shown up. So it was basically a 3-on-2 handicap match the way it started out. You had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash taking on the WCW contingent of Sting, Lex Luger, and the Macho Man Randy Savage. Very early on that match, Luger gets taken out of the match. So we have a tag team match, and all hell's breaking loose. All of a sudden, we see the red and yellow of Hulk Hogan coming down to the ring, and everybody was going crazy because there's like, oh yeah, Hogan's coming to save the day. But Bobby Heenan with the line that basically foretold the future. Yeah, but whose side is he on? And next thing you know, Hogan leg drops Savage multiple times, and Hulk Hogan did the unthinkable. Hulk Hogan turned heel and joined the NWO. That is my honorable mention.
Chills.
Ow.
So going on to my top 5, my number 5, and this is in order. We're going to go to a Monday Night Raw in June of 1999. The main event was The Big Show versus The Undertaker for the WWF title. End of the match comes. Big Show has his hand wrapped around the throat of The Undertaker. He picks him up and he slams him down. He didn't. The Undertaker did not stop at the ring. He went through the ring.
Yes.
And oh my, was that was probably the first time I can distinctly remember, like, watching something live and thinking, like, going, oh my God, did I just see that? That's my number 5.
Nice.
Number 4, we go to the Royal Rumble in 2002. A certain American badass was dominating in the ring at the time, and he was clearing everybody that was coming into the ring. Buzzer goes off. A very young rookie who had just won the first ever Tough Enough comes to the ring, and he's understandably concerned. He's like, I got to get in the ring with that. So then next thing you know, he gets in the ring. Taker's dominating him. The Hardy Boys, who had been both eliminated by The Undertaker, come into the ring. Undertaker throws him out, has his back turned, and then it happened. Maven threw a drop kick, the drop kick that was heard around the world, and eliminated The Undertaker from the Rumble. I will never forget watching that match at my house, and my best friend was there, and we looked at each other, and at the same time, we were like, holy shit. Like, and our jaws dropped. Like, we couldn't believe what we had just saw. We just saw this guy who just won Tough Enough eliminate The Undertaker from the Royal Rumble. He would go on to pay for it as The Undertaker would kick his ass throughout the arena, but what a way to make an impact to eliminate The Undertaker from the Royal Rumble. So that's my number 4.
Yep.
We're going to go back to 1991. It was the summer of 1991, late summer, early fall. Jake the Snake Roberts had just given the newly married Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth a very nice present. It was a Cobra. Long story short, Jake was trying to get Goat Randy Savage into getting physical with him because Randy was trying to get reinstated. And Randy knew if he put his hands on anybody, he was not going to get reinstated by Jack Tunney. Basically, Jake just kept going and egging him on until Savage couldn't take it anymore. Savage goes to the ring, gets taken down by Jake, gets tied into the ropes. Jake goes to his bag and pulls out a King Cobra. Next thing you know, he takes that Cobra, and I remember 11-year-old me. I remember I was actually crying when this happened. He takes that snake, and you just see the snake just bite into Savage's arm. Oh God, just to have been in that arena and just to gauge the reactions on those people, because at this time, and I think to this day, we have never seen anything like this happen in the ring. And with all the things we got going on, with animals now, with PETA and everything, I don't think we'll ever see anything like this again. But that was just unreal, and it's just like, really just it scared me. Like I said, I was crying. That was my number 3. Number 2, we go back to ECW. We go to Living Dangerously, 1998. We go to the dearly departed, the late Bam Bam Bigelow, and Taz. Taz came into this match as the ECW World Television Champion. Was on a tear, made no bones about it. He wanted that ECW title. He wanted Shane Douglas, but he knew he had to go through Bam Bam to get to Shane. So they had a match. I believe it was in Bam Bam's hometown of Asbury Park, New Jersey. I'm not 100% sure. If either of you guys can if I'm wrong, please correct me. I know you have no problem doing that, but basically the match was coming to an end. Taz had just locked on the Taz mission to Bam Bam. Bam Bam had nowhere to go. Bam Bam was done, and Bam Bam did the only thing he could do. He dropped Taz. He just basically took his own leg from under him and dropped. He was going to drop all his weight on the Taz. Only problem is they went through the ring, and literally when that happened, almost instantaneously, that whole crowd just stood up. I don't even think they chanted holy shit. I think this was so OMG. The crowd didn't know what to say. And if you were ever in an ECW crowd or ever watched an ECW show, they always had a chant. They always had something to say. This was one of those times where they just didn't know what to say because they didn't know what they had just seen. We had never seen anything like this. So that's my number 2. My number 1, we go to Monday Night Raw, January 4th, 2010. A certain gentleman by the name of Bret the Hitman Hart was making his first appearance for the WWE in just a little over 12 years. We never thought we would see Bret Hart back on a WWE show. We saw him get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame a few years prior, but he just went for the speech. He didn't go to WrestleMania, anything like that. This was big. Seeing Bret Hart back on WWE TV was just, again, something we thought we'd never see. But that night was full of things we thought we would never see. And I remember my phone blowing up when this moment happened. Bret Hart came out, cut a promo, talked about how it was great to be back. And he had two people he wanted to call out. He would go on to call Vince McMahon, but first he needed to call out the man who was opposite him in the ring, his very last match in WWF back in 1997, that being the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He calls Shawn out. Shawn comes to the ring, and we thought maybe are they going to go at it one more time? That didn't happen. We saw something that I never thought we would ever see. We saw Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels shake hands and hug in the ring. And that's one, again, all the things I mentioned, unbelievable. I think this one was the most unbelievable because this one was about as unlikely as I thought it could get. I never thought we would see these two embrace and make peace. So for that reason alone, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in the ring reconciling on the January 4th, 2010 episode of Monday Night Raw is my number one OMG moment.
Nice.
All
I
right.
got chills listening to that list, remembering those items.
Yeah. That definitely was a great list for sure. I'm going to be honest. Jovan, some of the ones you said I had on my list, so I had a few backups just in case. But DDJ, your list was great too.
Thank you.
So I'm going to take Jovan's stance on this one. Kind of just list more of the moments, not really in a top order. Maybe just kind of like maybe a little bit of build up, but we'll just go with them. All right, so we'll kind of go with some moments that I have here. All right, first moment we'll talk about here. This is a moment I saw. It was more on YouTube, and I saw it, and I'm just like, holy crap, did that just happen? And apparently, like, this happens all the time, but this is like the first big one I saw. And that was when it was John Zandig versus Joey Janela. And there is an insane spot where they're on top of the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Joey and Zandig puts Janela in like a pile driver, goes straight down probably like 20 feet onto a truck into like glass panes and everything. And it's just like, oh my God, did that just happen? Like, I thought this was a wrestling match.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that what essentially got Joey noticed by the people at AEW and essentially got him his job there?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing good work on the ring, but yeah, that's basically what got Joey on people's radar, and then that led to him getting the AEW job. So, dude, whoever filmed that, you have Joey Janela has you to thank for the career that he has. So that was kind of like just not nothing that was more mainstream. I know you guys have heard of that, and so just want to get that one out there. Next one we'll talk about here is, let's talk about a moment that happened on a Monday Night Raw. I got two moments that actually happened on Monday Night Raw, but we'll go with this one first. We had a little celebration. And that happened on Raw, January 9th, 2006. And actually has just gotten some controversy in recent days. And that was the live sex celebration between Edge and Lita. Literally, I think this is probably the only time they've done it, thankfully. Because let's be honest, like, yes, like, they can do their thing like outside the ring and kind of like tease it. No one really wants to see that in the ring. And then, of course, like, there was like the one spot where Edge comes up and he has Lita's panties and everything. And there's this controversy that's come out with Lita. She said she was basically forced to do that or she was going to be fired. So and going back and like seeing clips and everything is like, oh my God, is that actually happening? And it happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's still unbelievable just to think that happened in a WWE ring. But that's the times we were living in at those days. All right, next moment I have is another Monday Night Raw edition. That's talking about a certain group debut. That was on Monday Night Raw, June 5th, 2010.
Ooh.
The night the Nexus debuted. And
Absolutely.
wrecked shop. They destroyed Cena. They destroyed the ring. Daniel Bryan choked out Justin Roberts.
Got fired.
He got fired for real. That was a moment that no one saw coming because there was just these kind of upstarts that were on NXT, not NXT as we know it, but NXT, the talent show, and Wade Barrett had won that. Bad News Barrett. He had won that, and it's like, okay, what are they going to do with him? And then a couple weeks or the next night, whatever, he debuts, but he doesn't come alone. He brings everybody else that was part of NXT, and then they claim they're the Nexus, and then the rest is history. Oh, wait, no, they got buried about, 6 months later, whatever.
Not even that. It was a lot sooner than that.
Yeah.
There was no reason for them to get buried like that.
Yeah. And I want to say this now. There was talks that the Nexus were going to have maybe like a reunion at WrestleMania past last year at WrestleMania 36.
Yep.
I really wish that could have happened because I know we kind of like say, oh, man, we don't want all the nostalgia and everything, but I would have loved to see all those guys together and just kind of bring that up. And then maybe they could have like power bomb John Cena through the ring or something just for old time's sakes.
Right.
Just a wasted opportunity there. Okay.
COVID.
Yeah, COVID. But then let's talk about another moment that happened. So you mentioned Brock Lesnar earlier doing the superplex with Big Show and the exploding ring. Everybody sees that all the time. It's crazy. It's an oh my God moment. But there's another moment Brock Lesnar had, and it was definitely an oh my God, are you okay moment. And WrestleMania 19 when the man tries to do a superstar shooting star press. So he goes up to the top of the rope. He wants to beat Kurt Angle. And of course, the next big thing has to go over. So he needs to win and get the pin. So he's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do a shooting star press. He doesn't get the full rotation and he lands on his neck. Still, I don't know how he does it. These superstars are crazy because they take bumps on their neck and everything, and they're fine. They kind of just blow it off. I mean, he wasn't fine, but, eventually he was. But, he makes the cover, 1, 2, 3. He's a champion. Doesn't really know what's going on. But that was just, oh, my God.
My neck hurts thinking about it.
I know. I was going back and looking at clips. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, that's.
And the funny thing is he's pulled off that move many times before.
That was the thing. Yeah, he said, yeah, he did it, but I guess he didn't get the full rotation, and unfortunately, that did. We've never seen a shooting star press from Brock Lesnar ever since, and the way he is now, I don't think he could ever do it again.
He doesn't need to do it.
No, he does not. Okay. Let's see what else I have. I'll give 3 more. This is more like honorable mentions than that. Kind of just moments that people know about and haven't forgot about, but they're definitely oh my God moments. Another one involves Edge, and that was at WrestleMania 22 versus Mick Foley, the hardcore match. The moment Edge spears Mick Foley through a flaming table. This moment has been immortalized in so many like video packages and everything. Like that's a big moment, part of both their careers. Overall good match, but that moment, it's like, oh my God! Like you weren't really seeing like a lot. You were seeing some hardcore stuff in WWE, but it's just like, whoa, that's crazy. So there's that. 2 more things. One, Dennis, you talked about the reconciliation between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart on that Monday Night Raw. That was shocking, yes. But let's talk about the thing that actually led to why they needed to reconcile. And that's the Montreal Screwjob Survivor Series 1997. Like literally, that's the definition of an oh my god moment, because 1, 2, 3, or Brett supposedly taps out, but the bell is rung. Shawn Michaels wins the WWF title, and then Brett just spits at Vince McMahon and goes off in a huff and puff off to WCW. That's literally the definition. Oh my god! It's like they're speechless. They don't know what's going on.
Yes.
So there's that. One last moment, and I'm surprised you guys didn't mention this.
Ooh.
This is probably, when you think oh my god moments, this is the moment I think you should think about. And that is
great moment.
I've been talking a lot, my throat's sore. That is Mankind versus The Undertaker, King of the Ring 1998. The moment Undertaker throws Mankind off the cell onto the announce table.
Absolutely.
God as my witness, he's killed him.
Yep, he's been broken in half.
Yeah. It's like nothing else needs to be said. Those words right there.
So,
oh my God.
So I got a couple honorable mentions for throwing those out.
Yeah, go ahead.
My first one is going to be, we're going to go all the way back to, I believe it was Thanksgiving night, 1986, Starrcade 1986, the night of the Skywalkers. That would be a Mr. Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Falling from the scaffold, and the poor SOB blew out both of his knees because Big Bubba Rogers, a.k.a. the Big Boss Man, did not catch him when he was supposed to.
Yeah.
Funny thing about this is I met Jim Cornette at a comic convention back in 2019, and my friend Patrick and I got to talk to him for a little bit because he didn't have a lot of people around, and Jim Cornette says a lot of outlandish things on Twitter and a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, but Jim Cornette is actually a really nice guy. If you talk to him, he will make time for you. And my friend and I got to talk to him for a little bit. Hell, my friend even cosplayed as Jim Cornette at that convention and got Jim Cornette popped for it. But no, I asked him about that. I asked him, I was like, were you mad or did you have any heat towards Bubba for, that spot? And he was actually really cool about it and said, nah, he actually was pretty, forgiving, which, I thought was pretty cool. So that was an honorable mention. And then one that I thought of while you guys were talking, because I didn't give TNA any love. Go back to Lockdown. I think it was 2013.
Oh, I know where you're going.
The main event was a world title match. It was Jeff Hardy defending against Bully Ray, and the threat of this group, motorcycle group known as the Aces and Eights, were out there. And basically, Bully and Jeff were going to have this match, and if anybody tried to interfere, they were going to work together to take them out. So you get to the end, the climax of the match, Aces and Eights come out, and they all start climbing the ring. Jeff and Bully are surrounded. They're back to back. Certain former tag team partner of Bully Ray, Devon, gets into the ring, stands on is at the top of the cage, or stands on top of one of the corners, looks at Bully Ray, and doesn't go after him. He actually tosses him like a hammer or a mallet, and Jeff Hardy doesn't know what's going on. So Bully Ray turns around, and while Jeff had his back turned, cracks him in the back of the head with his hammer, covers him for the 1, 2, 3. Wins the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and is revealed to be the leader of Aces and Eights. That right there, I remember watching an Impact in 60 special a few months ago about this, and they showed the match where this match I was referring to, and they also showed the match that Bully Ray had with Sting against the Aces and Eights, where they lost, and the Aces and Eights were granted access to Impact. Basically, was their way in. And I tweeted Bully Ray on this and said, now this is just an amazing piece of storytelling. And he actually replied to me by saying, we tell stories. So yeah, so just this whole, and it just, to have that come full circle and Bully Ray be revealed as the leader of Aces and Eights was definitely an OMG moment.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I'll give one honorable mention, maybe two. For the life of me, I can't remember what episode of Raw or SmackDown this was, and maybe DDJ could figure it out while I'm talking about it. But we had been getting vignettes about this masked man, and you see these multicolored masks coming through, and old school wrestling fans are thinking maybe it's an heir or cousin to Mil Máscaras with all the different masks that you have. And then you have this masked high flyer make his big entrance by jumping off of the cage into the ring. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Rey Mysterio.
That was SmackDown.
On SmackDown.
All right.
And
I think it was like July of 2002. I don't know the exact date, but I think that's when it was.
yeah, I remember watching that, man, and just seeing him jump off. I'm like, who the hell is this? That is amazing.
Yeah.
And another OMG moment, and this is not OMG for all the right reasons. This might be OMG for all the wrong reasons. Goodness. Okay, I'm going to go here. Honorable mention for OMG moments in wrestling. There was this group of people who decided that the WWF had gotten too grungy and too dirty, and they were wanting to clean up the place. This group would come to know as the Right to Censor.
Oh, man.
What the most horriblest entrance music you have ever heard in your life. And killing one of the most beloved figures in all of WWE history and making him the good father. To me, that is one of the worst OMG moments ever.
I remember hating Right to Censor so bad back then, but they're one of those things that I hated so much back then. But when I look back on it now, they were amazing.
Yeah.
And that's I that's really, really good.
That's all I got.
All right. So that's all we got for OMG moments. Had a bunch of moments I totally forgot about, or some I actually didn't know about. I know some of our listeners, viewers probably learned something there. So go out and research those moments we talked about and just say, oh my God. I can't
better.
do it. Yeah, a lot better. My voice is a little messed up tonight. Now I got to give it 3 hours. Yeah. So guys, before we move on to our final segment, take a little trip to class. Any final words on, OMG moments or crazy moments like these?
I think that's one of the things that makes wrestling so great, are we have these moments that happen, moments that are embedded in our minds and our memories forever. And whether we watch them on TV or whether we see them live, I think that's one of these, that OMG moments are one of the many things that makes professional wrestling so great.
Couldn't have said it better myself, DDJ. It really is just the reason we're fans, man. The reason that we keep coming back to it. It's the stories, it's the moments that make you go, wow, or oh my gosh, that momentary suspense, the suspension of belief, seeing people who, you see as either yourself or you see as idols or possible role models doing something that you wouldn't think it's possible. You're seeing a grown man jump off of a 50-foot cage. You're seeing two big guys throw each other through a ring. It's really one of the main reasons that people fall in love with wrestling, and it's those moments that no matter how old you get, you're never going to forget when you see something for the first time and it really resonates with you.
Yep.
All right. So, that's it for OMG moments. Again, go out and check those out. But, guys, thank you for sharing those moments and great closing words there. It's getting late here in the junkyard, but we got to do one more obligation, and that's to take a trip to class. All right, professors. Jovanni to Hotty and Professor DDJ. host of Whaddya Say With DDJ, that has a big announcement coming out this Monday. You better listen or we'll find you and
the announcement has already dropped by be out there by the time this drops.
Well, they better have listened.
Yeah.
That's right. If you listen to the Junkyard and you don't listen to Whaddya Say With DDJ, we don't want you here. Listen to them.
We want everybody here.
We still want you here.
Sorry, it's getting late. I'm getting feisty, so let's get this segment over with. Guys, who do you think I'm picking this week?
I'm just throwing someone random. So
Go ahead. Is that Brock Lesnar?
Yep.
Who do you got, Jovan?
Oh, hold on. Let me find the camera.
It's too glitch.
Oh my god!
Oh, we just got an OMG moment.
OMG moment on the Junkyard.
That's definitely an OMG moment. Okay, for those that are listening on the audio version, DDJ picked Brock Lesnar. Jovan picked Scotty to Hotty. Literally, this is the perfect night to pick him. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I had Brock Lesnar in mind, but I want to pick Scotty to Hotty so bad.
Honestly, I think Brock has a lot more to pull from than Scotty to Hotty.
Yes. I'm like thinking I'm screwed if we have to do Scotty to Hotty because there really isn't a lot out there.
All right. We'll go with it. DDJ, you get another win.
That's 2 in a row.
I'll take that loss.
But damn, Jovan, I'll give you that. That was a great pick just for everything we've talked about tonight. But guys, Brock Lesnar matches. What should the people be watching?
All right. So I am going to go to his rookie year. Brock Lesnar has been WWF champion for about 2 months. His first post winning the WWF title was against the American Badass, The Undertaker. They had a match at Unforgiven 2002 where I believe it ended with them going through the stage and ending in a no contest. They would go on to have a rematch the next month at No Mercy inside Hell in a Cell. And man, was this match crazy. I believe the Taker went into the match with the cast on his wrist and everything. But man, these two went at it. These two bled. They fought. They went all over the place. That ring was literally entirely, just about completely stained in the blood of these two men. And that was basically, I think, Brock Lesnar came out of the gates like, as literally the next big thing. But this, in my opinion, was a match that showed that this guy has arrived and is going to be a fixture in the main event scene. So Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell from No Mercy 2002 is my first match.
All right. My first match, DDJ, I'm going to need you to help out with the year because he's the master of the years. This is why we do so well in trivia. Yep. DDJ, I'm going when Brock Lesnar first came back. I believe it was a SummerSlam against John Cena. This is the infamous one where he busted him open the hard way.
That was Extreme Rules 2012.
There you go. Extreme Rules 2012. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. This is the one where John Cena gets taken to task quickly and gets busted open the hard way.
Yeah.
So actually, this is a perfect segue into my next match. It actually involves the two men that Jovanni just mentioned, that being Brock Lesnar and John Cena. But I'm going to go about a year and a half, almost 2 years later, SummerSlam 2014.
Yeah, buddy.
Brock Lesnar came into the match as the challenger for John Cena's 2 belts when you held both titles, the World Heavyweight title and the WWE title. The only reason why I'm putting this match on here is because this was a match that just holy shit, Brock Lesnar is a legit badass. This was actually a glorified squash match. I believe it was the most lopsided title match I had ever seen. Was the match where the fans got introduced to Suplex City.
Yep.
And it was just Brock Lesnar from bell to bell just dominated Cena. I think Cena maybe got 1 or 2 moves in and then he really couldn't sustain anything. And he got to suplex 16 times en route to dropping the WWE, whatever, just call it the championship to Brock Lesnar. So if you want to see a real piece of just legit badassery, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena from SummerSlam 2014.
All right. Hey, Jovan, before you move on, so we had talked about OMG moments. That definitely was an OMG moment. No one really saw that coming. It was like, oh, that'll actually be like a really good fight. But kind of a callback. Cody Rhodes was just on AEW Unrestricted, and he said that their match, like Brody versus Cody, was Kabashi versus Inoki, where he went over and it was basically just a squash match. This was WWE's version of that, where Brock just basically dominated pretty much the most over face of all time on the roster instantly. Yep. One move, done. Nothing else.
Well, my next one, we're going to go back in the annals of history of Brock Lesnar.
Annals?
Annals. This is going back in 2005 after he had that horrible match with Goldberg.
Oh.
Brock Lesnar would leave the WWE and, which some may or may not know, spent some time in the Rising Sun with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I just looked this one up because I wanted to make sure it was right. August 10th, 2005, the IWGP Heavyweight title. It was Kazuchika Fujita and Masahiro Chono versus Brock Lesnar in a triple threat match. Ladies and gentlemen, that is when Brock Lesnar won the New Japan IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Wasn't that like his first match in New Japan?
First match in New Japan.
Damn.
Yeah.
You got to put a belt on that beast.
Yeah.
So my next match, and this will probably be my last one because I know we usually do 3 for this. And then I have an honorable mention as well, too. We're going to go a little bit past my last match in terms of time. We're going to go to the 2015 Royal Rumble. It was originally supposed to be another match with Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. But this time another player was entered into the fold, and that being the man that was in possession of the Money in the Bank briefcase at the time. And that would be the future Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. My God, these 3 had probably one of, if not the greatest triple threat matches in WWE history. They went all out. I believe Lesnar was taken out of the match for a while with what I believe was to be later revealed as a broken rib after Seth Rollins put him through a table with an elbow. But out of nowhere, like an RKO, Brock Lesnar popped up, cleaned house, and once he got his win back, he finished them off, So, guys, if you want to see a really good triple threat match, go check out Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins versus John Cena from the 2015 Royal Rumble. My honorable mention, or you know what? I'm going to say my honorable mention just in case. I don't want to steal from Jovanni, just in case he might have this match.
My last match has been on one of my favorite lists that we've already gone through in school already. So I'm going to tell it to you again, because if you haven't watched this match when I've suggested it the first time, maybe you'll do it on the second time. This is coming into No Way Out 2004, Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar.
My honorable mention was from SummerSlam 2013. It was CM Punk, who just had recently split from being a Paul Heyman guy. And Paul Heyman went and got his beast and brought him back to take out his former protege. So if there's probably what I know a lot of people consider to be Brock Lesnar's best match ever.
Yes.
And it was a hell of a match. So, guys, if you haven't seen it, or even if you've seen it and want, just go ahead and relive it again. Just go check out Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk from the 2013 SummerSlam.
Yes.
All right. Jovan, let's do one more bit of business here before we move off Brock Lesnar. You on your list?
Ooh, Brock Lesnar is married to Sable. That's if I admit Brock Lesnar, that means Mark Marrow's in too.
Johnny B. Bad.
Johnny B. Bad. You know what? Let's be bad, gentlemen. Miro, Lesnar, you're on the list.
All right. That's how you ended here on the Junkyard, putting someone else on the list. The list just keeps getting longer.
That's not the only thing getting longer.
Oh,
That's right.
It is literally time to call this quits tonight after that comment. So thank you, everyone, for joining us on another whatever the hell this was tonight. Guys, make sure you're following us on all our social media platforms. PW_Junkies, that's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. That's on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're trying to pull that up in the ranks. We got all our great content on there. Show and tell, getting to know a junkie, toilet side wrestling chats. Got the Junkyard on there. We got Let Me Out. Got a bunch of great new content on there. So make sure you check it out. Jovan hates it, but we know there's a lot of collectors that like to open up their action figures and stuff. Maybe we'll make a series just for all the weirdos that like to keep their stuff MOC.
Yes.
But
Keep it in.
Show it off, maybe.
I like that better. I don't want to say keep. Okay, so you can follow me on my personal account at number 11 SC on the Twitter machine. DDJ, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Dennis Day Jr. or on Twitter at Dennis W. Day Jr. And before I kick it off, I send it to my man Jovanni. I mentioned about an announcement that dropped on the latest episode of Whaddya Say With DDJ. And if you didn't listen to the episode, first off, shame on you. It's a great episode with a great conversation. And I probably said there was a big announcement on that show. And for those of you that missed it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reshare that announcement. On April, as many of you know, myself along with Jovanni Hotty and Brad Marcus of Toilet Side Wrestling Talk and, getting to know a junkie and all the great stuff he does as part of the Pro Wrestling Junkie group. The three of us are going to a show in Michigan City, Indiana on April 17th, 2021. Giovanni's proudly displaying his Chicagoland Championship Wrestling sticker that was sent to him by the owner of CCW, John Bullard.
Nice.
John Bullard was my guest on this week's episode of Whaddya Say With DDJ. He made a return appearance and dropped a big announcement. That announcement is myself, along with Jovanni Hotty and Brad of all the great stuff he does. We will be hosting the official Chicagoland Championship Wrestling pre-show for the big event coming up on April 17th, 2021. Details to be and where you can watch and how you can watch will be announced in the coming weeks, but this is really big. The three of us are going to be, going to do the best we can to probably represent the group, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing this. So, guys, stay tuned. And Jovanni, since I just did all that, give him your socials, my man.
Man, well, it's 230. I mean, you can find me on Twitter at Jovanni Hotty. You have to live the gimmick and love the gimmick. You can find me on Facebook at the Pro Wrestling Junkies Facebook page under Jovan Menacho, my government name. And if you are one Jorge Conti, you can find me whooping that ass and talking shop at Mania 3.
Well, first, we they got to let a Talking Shop Mania 3 happen first. But if not, we'll find a way. We'll make a Pro Wrestling Junkies version of Talking Shop Mania 3. Get Jovanni Hotty versus Jorge Conti. And then, of course,
right.
Tim Tobin versus Jacob in a Punjabi prison match. I'm sure I'll get a match on the card. I'm calling on anybody in the Pro Wrestling Junkies group that wants to have a match. I'll take you to school, too.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know who. We'll figure it out.
DDJ, let's send them home.
All right. Spencer?
Hit that pose.
Hit that pose. All right, guys. Thank you again for joining us on another episode of The Junkyard. It's been a late night. We're tired. These boys are hitting this pose right for the first time. I think it's time to end this with how we end every episode of The Junkyard. Junkies out. Bang.